Resident Evil 9 is probably the most anticipated game that hasn't been announced yet, and since the success of the Resident Evil remakes, fans from all over have been sitting and waiting for a new mainline title to be released. I am one of those people, because as much as I love the remakes, I really want to see something new and something that I haven't already played. Summer Games Fest is a big event that is hosted by Jeff Keighley. Yes, the same man behind the Game Awards at the end of the year. This year, there are a lot of big titles that are going to be revealed, and I'm hoping that Resident Evil 9 is one of them. We already know that Capcom is going to be at the event. That's already been confirmed. Today, Capcom put out a statement saying we plan on making very big announcements at Summer Games Fest. Now, whether or not that is referring to Resident Evil 9 or something Resident Evil related, I am about 75% sure that's going to be the case. I really want to see Dusk Golem get shown as a fake leaker, because he said a couple weeks ago that Capcom won't be showing anything Resident Evil related at Summer's Games Fest, but I really want to believe that they will. They have to, because everything else has already gotten an announcement. Street Fighter, Monster Hunters, etc. The last two games that have not been announced yet is their new IP that has not gotten a release date, and Resident Evil. And judging by the amount of leaks and rumors that have started going around within the months prior, when there's smoke, there's fire. Now, what could the announcements be if not for Resident Evil 9? Well, now, I believe that if it's not Resident Evil 9, then a new remake has to come. And since we know that Resident Evil 5 won't be coming for a couple of years, we can only speculate that it'll either be Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, or Resident Evil Code Veronica. And since Resident Evil 1 has already been debunked, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Code Veronica are the only two remakes that I can see coming in the near future. Now, this is one of the many leaks that I actually agree with from Dusk Golem, is that Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Code Veronica are in development, but I only agree with this because this has been corroborated by IGN and Andy Robinson from VGC. And I wouldn't mind playing another remake. I'm just not excited for the idea of another remake. I mean, anything Resident Evil new is always exciting, but I don't know, man. I mean, I never finished Resident Evil 0, so replaying that as a remake would be fun, but I would rather a new mainline title, something new to really sink our teeth into. Now, the case for the Code Veronica remake is much bigger, as this is the most anticipated game that fans want to be remade by Capcom, and this is backed up by all of the people online. I mean, there was even a fan-made remake that was being worked on and actually came very close to being released before Capcom shut it down. And this was very unfortunate because at the time when this happened, it was very uncertain whether or not Capcom would be remaking Resident Evil Code Veronica, but I mean, as of the leaks that have been coming out recently, it definitely seems like there is a possibility that that could be coming from Summer Games Fest. Now, if it were up to me, I would much rather Resident Evil 9, just because it's been so long since we've gotten a mainline game. I mean, the last game that they released was Resident Evil 8 from the mainline Resident Evil titles, and that was back in 2021. And since Resident Evil 9 has been in development the longest, that just adds so much excitement to the game. And supposedly it's supposed to be open world, so that I just really want to see what they do with that. And Resident Evil 9, I guess, has been in development since 2017. This game was supposed to follow up Resident Evil 7, but Resident Evil 8 ended up taking that spot instead. So, I mean, it just really makes you so excited to see what they're going to do with Resident Evil 9, just because it's been in the oven baking for so long. Now, the only other thing that's not Resident Evil related that I think we could see at this Game Fest is Pragmata. And that was something that was supposed to release back in 2022, and it's been 2 years since then. I mean, the initial release was 2023, or it was delayed to 2023, but we haven't heard anything about this since. So there's really no word on whether or not this game is actually still coming. So that's why I'm really only 75% sure that it's Resident Evil related, because I mean, I feel like if they were going to announce Pragmata or give more information about Pragmata, we would have been hearing more updates as the years went on, but we really haven't heard anything in terms of this. Nothing has been confirmed about Pragmata. I mean, we haven't even gotten a plot for it. Many leakers have said that the backstory is about humanity building a space station on the moon, but robots run by artificial intelligence rebelled and took over and kicked their creators off the moon. After that, people disconnected all communication lines with the colony and tried to forget about the incident. But robots, which in the process of evolution have become like humans and will not allow people on Earth to ignore their existence, and they will try to return to Earth. There have been leaks saying that the game has been rebooted internally, so that could be why there is such a huge delay. Like I said, with many games like this, when you see a situation like this game where something's announced and you don't hear anything about it afterwards, it's probably not coming for a little bit. Normally, when there's a lot of rumors behind a game, like what we've seen with Resident Evil, it's because the game is close to being announced. And right now, I feel like Resident Evil is the short, sure way of seeing something new released. Just because, like I've said before, when there's smoke, there's fire, in terms of when there's a ton of leaks and rumors coming out, that means something big is about to happen with that franchise. I would be absolutely shocked if we don't see anything new from Resident Evil at Summer Games Fest, because it's gotta be between Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil Code Veronica, unless there's another Resident Evil title that, we don't know about. Now, Summer Games Fest is only 2 days away, so I'm really hoping we get more information within the next couple of days, but I would be really disappointed if we don't see another Resident Evil game get announced at this game festival. We've already seen a couple of leaks regarding the new Doom game and Alan Wake 2's DLC, so I'm really hoping that Resident Evil joins that list. That's all I really have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, I would recommend you check out my other videos, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I've been working very hard to make these videos, so if you like them, please show your support. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night.